Hi all, I'm Dr. Amy Frazier. Welcome to GIS 311 in summer 2022 B session. We have a lot of material to get through in a very short amount of time. This is just a 6-week session, but we have a whole team in place to help you out as you go. So I'm your lead instructor. We are also going to be assisted by Dr. Andrew Turgovac. Some of you may have had Dr. T for GIS 211. He's going to be helping out with grading labs. And then we also have a peer mentor who will have Zoom office hours throughout the session. So Brandon Lofgreen will be helping us out there. Let's go over some basics first in terms of software and hardware. So we will continue using the ArcGIS desktop suite of software. As long as you have something 10.5 or higher installed on your machine, you're good to go. There are links for downloading the software in Module 0 if you don't have it loaded on your personal computer. We also have the option, if you would like to do some of the labs in ArcGIS Pro. We are still working on getting these sorted out, so they may not be perfect, but if you are eager to dive into Pro, or maybe you're using Pro at work, you can work through the labs in that version of the software. As you all know, for ArcGIS, you need reliable access to a computer or laptop with a Windows operating system. If you are a Mac user, you know the drill. You need Boot Camp or Parallels to run the ArcGIS software. For our textbook and lab manual, the exciting news is that the textbook is a free online e-resource. There are links to it throughout Canvas. I would say treat this as supplemental to the information that you're provided in Canvas. So if there's areas that you want to learn more or you're not quite sure, that's when to go to the textbook and use it as a resource for that. In terms of a lab manual, we do not have a lab manual, so there's nothing to purchase for this class. All of the labs have been developed specifically for you. Again, you can choose to work through them in ArcGIS Desktop or in ArcPro. In terms of assignments and grading, there are assignments due every week. In most weeks, there are multiple assignments due. There are 6 labs, so 6 weeks worth of labs, and this is a 6-week class. So you really don't want to fall behind on your lab work because it's very hard to come back in such a short summer session here. Each module, again, there are 6 modules. Each module has a couple of quizzes worth 75 points total, 5 points each. And then there are also discussion boards that accompany each lab. So this is a great place. The discussion boards are a great place for you to help your fellow classmates, or if you are stuck on a section of the lab, this is a great place to post your question. You earn points by responding or posting to the discussion board, and it's very important that the discussion board posts are made before the lab deadline because that's when you can most help out your fellow classmates. There are also assignments related to the final project, and I'll go over those in more detail in the next slide. And then there's a final exam worth 100 points. Now, it says there to be sure to check the comments. So when you have your labs graded, any of your project assignments graded, Dr. Turgovac and I will leave very detailed comments to help you improve for the next time. So be sure, no matter what your grade is, even if you get full points, go check out the comments because we may have left suggestions or tried to point you in the next direction there. So GIS 311 culminates in a final project. The final project is worth a total of 100 points, but those points are spread over 4 different assignments. The assignments start, I think, in the 2nd week with the research question. So it's not too soon to start thinking about what you want your final project topic to be. You will submit a research question where we will give you feedback about how to tweak it, to maybe make it more in line with the objectives of the course. You'll have to submit a data sources table. So this is where you outline all the types and sources of data that you will be using. You'll submit a methods of flowchart, which outlines the full methodology. Again, this is where you really want to make sure that you're communicating with us, checking with the comments. Your final project has to use tools and techniques from this class, from GIS 311. So in those comments on your assignments, I'll be giving you ideas for which tools might work for you, how you might best perform the methods for your project. And then the final deliverable is a story map. So you'll present your findings of your project in a story map format. There is a final project module in Canvas. Don't wait to start that module. There are quizzes due along the way throughout the course, so it's best to kind of dive into that as soon as you can. Okay, lastly, some course policies. So due dates are mostly on Tuesdays. There are some Fridays, especially this first week. There are a couple of introductory things you need to turn in by the end of this first week on Friday. Most of your labs and assignments and quizzes will be due on Tuesdays for the next 6 weeks. The exception is Module 6. Which those assignments are due a day early on Monday, August 8th, and that's because we need time to grade them before grades are due a couple of days later. For the deadlines, they're all in Canvas. You can see the schedule on Canvas and the syllabus. Start with the pages. After you read through the pages and work through the exercises, take the quizzes, and then be sure to leave plenty of time to complete the labs. GIS 311 definitely steps it up from GIS 211. You'll be asked to do more critical thinking and figuring things out on your own, so you want to leave plenty of time to complete your labs. And then, as I just said, start that final project early. Projects in GIS take a ton of time. You guys know that. So be sure to plan accordingly. Again, this is a very, very quick semester. It's only 6 weeks. So be sure to dive in early. If you have questions, the best place to start are those discussion boards. There is one for every lab, and there is one for the final project. So any questions, if you get stuck or want advice on where to find data or what methods to use, those are the best places to put those questions, because again, you and your classmates can earn points responding to those queries. I will communicate each week through the announcements to let you know what's coming up due, or what things I noticed as I was grading, or what to work on for the labs. Things like that will come through the announcements. And then if you have a question that you want to ask either me or Dr. T or the or anything like that personally, you can use the email or the inbox feature in Canvas. So that's about it in terms of introductory material. I will say it again, this course goes very, very fast. So be sure that you are keeping up with the labs and assignments each week. If you do find yourself falling behind, unable to make deadlines, please reach out sooner rather than later so we can figure out a plan for you to be successful. Good luck. I'm looking forward to working with all of you this semester in GIS 311.